your situation. My situation is I care to make enough to put some beets on this. I can eat. I can feed my cats. You can once you can see through it, you can see where the not milk is taking certain things. You could get ahead of certain trends that we know are coming via the stock market. But I just don't care. If your situation's different, you have to provide for a family. That's different. You have to dabble in the stock market for 15 years to get your kid through the University of West Virginia. Go ahead. I won't ever dabble in anything not milk ever again, other than what I have to do, like using this platform. So Matt, in making this presentation where you're saying overall it's making sure most people squeak out wins so they stay involved. I mean, how many hundreds and hundreds of people did you research in your statistical quantitative business analysis study in your sample size? One, just I'm not going to doing research that doesn't tell you anything. I mean, do your own research. Do your own research. The biggest lie in anything. You see what the adversary is up to. You know what it's been up to in the past. You follow its history. You know what it wants. You apply that to common sense and its needs. Its needs to inject money into the economy, to sustain growth, to keep the track being built in front of the runaway train down the side of the mountain. Just one person. I won't mention any names. They knew a lot about fantasy football. They'd been doing it for years. And just out of the blue, had never done any sports betting. This year got involved with sports betting. Now this person is more able to make money and, again, via what they did with the fantasy leagues. They if anybody's going to make money, assuming that the house is trying to screw you, this person would have a good chance of making money. But all of a sudden got up. Then they're up $50, and at the end of the weekend, $120, and then they lose some, but then they win a little more. And again, I wouldn't be dumb enough to say my sample size of one.
Powering on. Welcome to Alltech Lansing.
And they usually, as they do this, bet every weekend, they win a little bit more than they lose. Well,
Hey, number one.
Certainly.
How are you?
I shouldn't have even mentioned this one example. Ultimately, you know what we know? Don't need to do no surveys. Don't need to do no research at the Library of Congress or sample people on the street. Sir, did you online bet this week? Do you mind if you take a brief? Come over here, sir. A free taco. Would you take a quick 30-second survey for a free taco, sir? They would arrest me. You can't speak to people freely on the street anymore. But I didn't survey nobody. I didn't survey nobody. I know what its tactics are. I know what it wants from people like you and me. Distraction, injecting money, maintaining this false economy until it's even sicker, more digital currency where you'll merge. Anybody using the new currency might merge immediately with the magenta themselves. They're going to that. They need this system for a few more years. And again, we've talked about it many times. When the financial crash happens, they'll make it scary. They will close the banks and they'll do some bail-ins, and it will be all a gigantic pre-planned act of a play. Sit back, put your feet up, all your money. At the end of the day, they'll come with good news. If you had $40,000 in this account, we're making you whole with the new digital currency, the One World System credits. And it'll save the day, the new system. Just sit back and laugh. They'll scare the heck out of people because scared, desperate people will do anything to adopt that new system that will be positioned will save your asses. This new digital, no, they have it done already. It's all done. The AI is continuing to do the modeling. It's all finished. It's all done as of right now. I shouldn't have to say this on the back end, But I hope there's no first, second, third, or fourth grade truther listening to me where it kind of made sense what I was saying. They're saying, I think I'm going to get involved now in in this betting, in this. I've never considered the sports books. Or Matt's making a lot of sense. Maybe I'll do the online Borgata roulette this afternoon. I hope to God. But there could be a few people in, what was the new city we're using? No longer Skokie. We're using Iowa. It's Dubuque. Who trusts you? Who lives in Dubuque? The who trusts you thing, guys. Pam gave that to me. I'll tell you about that some other time. There could be somebody in Dubuque saying, I'm going to get involved. Maybe, well, there's several reasons why you shouldn't. First off, if you're trying to get to 10th, 11th, 12th grade truth, it's about graduating, which primarily means separating from this reality as much as you can from a frequency, resonance, and vibration standpoint. Diving off the back of the ship of fools is not literal. It's a frequency or radio station separation, taking your needle to the complete opposite end of the dial to where most people are receiving their signal. If you get back involved with online betting or whatever, your frequency is going right back towards the Not Milk broadcast. I highly recommend you don't do that, of course, but some people, well, we need the money. Also, let's say you've been involved in truth. It's seen every one of your comments. It's Santa Claus in this regard. It knows if you've been sleeping. It knows if you've been bad or good. It knows when you've been awake. And it knows you, right? Who says it can't send its little tag out to the AI that manages the online gaming saying, oh, that's one of them. Screw that person into the gutter. Don't think that's not. Of course that is possible, right? Many of the old guards are like, yeah. They don't know if Matt decided to do the online roulette today. They would have no idea who they are. In 1 second, what the AI that looks over the truthers, like Santa Claus, couldn't send a signal to the AI that manages the online games and says, screw that son of a beach. He could, yeah, that's another reason. It knows every single thumb up and thumb down you've ever put. It knows every comment you've ever left. And even those that's the reason, Matt, I don't comment. That's the reason that I don't put thumbs up or thumbs down. Oh, it has no idea it can't track what you're listening to on YouTube or where you go on Facebook. It can't, look at oh my God, it's 33 minutes. Oh boy, I'm going to have to stall it out. Luckily, I have a lot more to talk about, but a lot of times it gets 33 and I just go, walking the mile, gotta get to 34. The first grade truthers will be all over me. Okay, there's more to talk about, so I'm not worried about ending it now. One last note on this, guys. This is just all stream of consciousness, throwing things out. Do I really think if somebody gets involved with online blackjack that there's some evil bot that's going to know they've been involved in truth research and there's going to be a directive to have them lose No, I haven't lost it just yet. You'll know when I lose it. I'm just floating it out that they have the capability. I don't think they would do that to anybody. What about you, Matt? Even to me, I think if I decided to go play the online blackjack with Matt, would you choose the real dealer? Maybe. But I don't even think it would try to take me out in that way, okay? So relax. I haven't lost it just yet. Don't want to be too literal. We float a lot of strange things out here. We get all of us thinking in a lot of different directions. Not all of it holds up. I hear you. At the end of the day, maybe even after several videos, we come to a more solidified consensus. The cement hardens on the ideas that we throw around very loosely to start with in a video like this. It's the first I'm throwing a lot of concepts out. I'll refine my understanding based on your comments. It's a feedback loop. I throw stuff out. I read comments. 4 or 5 comments will absolutely move my understanding of this topic. I'll absorb it, and then it'll move forward, and I'll deliver this in a little bit different way. I started, your comments mold me, and I disseminate out the information back where it makes more sense to us as a whole. More on this topic I should have mentioned 20 minutes ago. Even the first grade truther knows that its primary tactic regarding its first page of its playbook related to distraction is to keep everybody focused on a screen. Whether it be your computer screen at work, your TikTok at home, whatever it may be, your Facebook, your video games, screen, digital, merge with the digital as much as possible. Everybody that does truth research knows that's a tactic of our adversary. So the common sense of it is, It doesn't want people losing $1,000 or $2,000 or $3,000 and walking away from the app. It just doesn't want that. It doesn't matter one bit what that company that's participating, what FanDuel wants, or what its CFO believes its role is. Not milk rules this place. If you lose 5,000 in the first
Hey,
3
number
months, a
two.
lot of people are like, I've had it. That almost wrecked me. And then they badmouth it. What do?
How are you?
They go around the office. Stay away from FanDuel. Learn from my mistakes. Does it want that? No. It wants just the opposite, doesn't it? It wants Johnny coming into the office Monday
How's
morning,
my
going
audio?
right for the coffee pot. What's he going to do if he won a little bit? Well, he's going to talk. He's going to brag. Y'all listen up now here, you losers in this office. I won myself $120 on the Patriots
What's
last
up,
night,
y'all?
Sunday Night Football, and I was on online casino betting. Borgata, I won myself $100. You want to learn about? Y'all listen up now. You want to learn about blackjack? You come see old Johnny here. Oh, Johnny, that's awesome. What'd you do with the money? I got myself a whore. I guess he would leave that part out. He's going to brag. If he loses 5,000 and he's missing his mortgage, he's going to badmouth the online. They don't want that. Remember the original theory? They make sure everybody wins just enough. Or if they're losing, then all of a sudden they come back towards being whole again, just enough. This all it cares about is to stay focused on the screen. Doesn't care one bit about people actually making money or it losing money, unless it needs to inject certain amounts of money or needs to inject say $5 billion into the Pacific.
Hey, how you doing, Hope?
It could take care of $3 billion.
How are you, brother?
Through online betting.
Good to see you, man.
Mysteriously, miraculously.
Woo, have I had a
they
big
believe
day.
It was their skill that won when it's not just using.
I had volunteers show up to help clean out my house. I helped all I could. But radiation takes the energy out of them, kicks my butt. How's your day been, young man? Have you had a good day? Oh. 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 Whoops. Shit.
Knowing that type of person will then go out and spend the money, not put it under their pillow. Doesn't do them any good if they save it or put it into a safe or something like that. And even spending it on the whore. The Not Milk likes that too. Of course it does. The Not Milk needs the money multiplier. It needs money changing hands and quickly. How it got away with it not doing that much in 2020 through 2021, I don't quite know. But in general, it's safe to say it's in love with the money multiplier. You get $1, it needs to be spent on a banana. That banana needs to be eaten by a monkey. That monkey has a little bit of a vet problem. The vet comes in, he gets his money. The vet then buys a big screen TV. They need that money moving around quickly via the money multiplier. Again, I do realize that the money multiplier went way down in 2020, 2021. I don't know how they got through that. I'll try to pay attention the next Eyes Wide Shut party to figure that out for you. If a drug dealer wants return customers, they generally want the customers to have a good experience. They want constant OD, trips to the emergency room, people dying in bathtubs. I mean, they don't want that. That person doesn't continue buying. Okay, they want the person to come back, of course. But then the opposite is true. It's set up so people stay a little bit ahead. That's my Hegelian dialectic thesis. Of course, I guess that's clear by now. 38 minutes in, but they don't want people to win too much either. They're well aware if someone's up by 10,000 and then they'll bring you back, in my opinion. They don't want you to completely put everything up on the line and win big like the last scene in trading places. Remember on the beach and the boat, feeling good, Lewis. And then the part with Coleman, it always bothered me at the end, standing there with his new girlfriend. The money has nothing to do with it, of course. She could be his great granddaughter. Well, what should we have for lunch, my dear? The lobster or the cracked crab? And she's like, can't we have both? Always bothered me, can't we have both? He's like, who are you? Oh, yeah, you can have both, the lobster and the cracked crab, but then we're going to go take a little trip to my bungalow. Sorry about that, guys. Let me wrap this presentation up before I completely lose it, and you'll be there when I do lose it. The point of this section I have to amend just a little bit, because people may go up 5, 10, 15,000, but I hear you, that's going to get them to go in even harder, to get them to go bigger, because they're going to want to win even more. The type of money, yeah, I hear you. I'm going to revise this a little bit. I'm not going to re-record, but the type of money we're talking about, the end of trading places where you would say everything that they put up, they were able to raise. You could, per in today's dollars, $50 million, something like that, they made in that final day of trading. They don't want somebody to win too big either where they check out. They want people to stay in front of the screen. And maybe there are those that start to win too big, and I bet it brings them back a little bit. It knows exactly the levels where, again, all it's worried about is eyes on a screen. Not eyes without a face, Billy Idol. Got no human race. Your eyes without a
Hey,
eyes on
what's
a
up, y'all?
screen. That's all it cares about. Eyes on a screen. And it might know the characteristics of each person. Maybe they get down a little bit. Maybe they get up a little bit. What will keep them betting and involved the most? Maybe different person to person. Again, guys, I throw a lot of weird stuff out. Not writing home that I'm positive on every single strange thing I float. I know a lot of it you guys will prove to be horseshit. Nevertheless, I'm going to float it. Okay? I understand a lot of this is out there. But what do you want? You want me just to play it safe in this sort of presentation? No, you don't want that. And if it really goes off the deep end, insane, you'll know it. Thanks for listening.
Excuse me. Okay, I'll have to figure out. Do this. The same, capitalize the E, and then put apostrophe. Damn. Her other channel is 76, I think it is. 76 or 74. So L space apostrophe 74 or 76. You might find her. Come on, step. Thank you. I overexerted myself today. I did. But I mean, they were so helpful and so wonderful. So. I won't be long for it tonight. I'll be asleep here shortly. Please excuse me. I love you. I love you. I'll be right back. Excuse me momentarily. I must get me something to wash down this phlegm that's choking me. But wow, I'm tired, y'all. Oh. 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 Hey, Mr. Big. It's your boy. Woo. Oh. Wow, that burns like a motherfucker. Oh, it's seltzer water, but it cuts the phlegm so I don't choke so bad. Ah. All right. There. Woo, that burns. But at least I can breathe. Wow. Cool. Hey, y'all, but did you have a good day today, Hopes? And whoever it is at the end, yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. I think it's L74, yep. And it's L, apostrophe 74. L space apostrophe 74. Large E, LLE space apostrophe 74. Yep. You'll probably find her there. Lovely lady. Ow. Let me know if you find that. Because are you familiar with Never Lose Truth? Carol? I'm about to watch her. I hope she comes on. I've been watching her for a long time. A very, 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 very long time. A very long time. Okay, you stupid contraption. Keep charging. Thank you. Excuse me, I have a spittoon because this cuts the phlegm, baby. Excuse me, y'all. Please forgive me. Woo! Brr. 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 Okay. Let's see here. Let's go see what we can find. Oh, baby, baby. Oh, baby, 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 baby. Wow. Oh. I'm not seeing what Carol's going on tonight. Is Carol going on tonight? L 2024. Oh shit. Uh, uh, Another one. Never lose truth 5. Never lose truth 5. Highly recommend. I'm waiting. Oh god.
Hi, everybody. I'm Michelle Gibson, and I'm here today with Kenny. And Kenny's been following my channel for a while, and I started noticing comments.
Another fabulous channel.
Look into Fort Smith. Look into Van Buren. So he started to put that on my radar.
Michelle Gibson. Highly recommend it.
Actually lives close to that part of Arkansas on the other side of the state line in Oklahoma. And that's the region that's near and dear to my heart because that's where I first started waking up to all this stuff and wouldn't have a word to say to anybody had I not had that experience when I lived in Oklahoma City. And I'll go into that as we talk. And Kenny was kind enough to send photos that he's taken and video footage that he's taken and research that he's done online to shed light on this very important part of Arkansas that you just whiz by on I-40. I know I never stopped there. I would go back and forth between Oklahoma City and, let's say, Little Rock area, and the only time I stopped in Van Buren was to get gas and maybe pick up something to eat and other things, but I never went into the towns. And now that I know what's there, I'm sorry I didn't get that chance years ago, but hopefully I'll get a chance in the future. Got a PowerPoint presentation put together of some things that Kenny has sent me. And before we really dive into it, Kenny, I just want to give you a chance to say a word or two about yourself before we get started.
Thank you very much, Michelle. I appreciate everything you do. I woke up, so to speak, watching a couple of your videos one night. And as I drove around Oklahoma, Arkansas, down Arkansas 59, I started seeing a lot of things. I remember this kid talking about big trees. I started looking at things. I started looking into the mud flood. Everything started coming to me in pieces, and I started putting them together. And when I started looking at things more and more, it was like they say, once you wake up, you can't close your eyes again. And I start seeing things everywhere. Cathedrals, natural dam. Michelle was just feeding information and researching and following her, looking at the different things, looking at the hints and different pictures that she'd be presenting, and yet I'll be seeing these same things everywhere. And I had to contact her and gave her the information, and she has done a wonderful job with this. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Kenny. The boots on the ground is really important. And as we'll see in this presentation, you get details that you don't get doing this at home online. I mean, if that's all you've got, it's a good thing. But actually being there and seeing what's there helps to connect things together even more. And so I'm going to go ahead and get started with some things in our PowerPoint today. And I'm going to move us over here. And this is a screenshot on Google Earth of the area of Arkansas that we're looking at, which is right on the state line with Oklahoma. And in one of the email communications Kenny sent me, he said there's the Fort Smith Airport, there's a racetrack near there, and I found a couple of them at the airport down here, and that there was a speedway in between Van Buren, Arkansas and Natural Dam, and found that there. And a whole bunch of things concentrated downtown in Fort Smith, which we're going to spend quite a bit of time on, look at things in Van Buren, and then Kenny went out to these different areas and got some really good video footage that we're going to talk about. And again, when you can see it in real time, it's easier to see how the threads come together. And what I want to say is when I first moved to Oklahoma City in 2012, it's kind of a long story, but let's just kind of put it in those terms. The very first place that I went to was Spiro Mounds. And I had started to wake up around 2006. And by 2012, when I moved there, I was like really interested in megaliths and ancient sites and things like that. And I started looking for sacred sites in North America. And one of them was Spiro Mounds. And so that was like within a couple of weeks of arriving in Oklahoma, that was the first place I went. And I wasn't awake like I am now, but I was interested. Some things about Spiro Mounds is it's in the center of the country. It was an important ceremonial center. They don't have any original native artifacts there, but they do have replicas. And a lot of the mound sites don't even have replicas. They just have crude little things. And the same story that you find at places like Spiro Mounds, you find at other mound sites, which is they were built by Indians in loincloths, one basketful of dirt at a time, everywhere. But they were perfectly geometrically and astronomically aligned.